Hey guys, Max Shank, and today I want to tell you about the best time to do a 5-minute flow. If you've been doing 5-minute flow as part of your morning routine for a while, you probably have experienced some pretty awesome benefits, not only to your mobility, but also to your strength and just your general sense of well-being. And the trick with 5-minute flow is that it's best done first thing in the morning, and here's why. When you sleep, you're basically still. You're essentially in a corpse pose for roughly like 6 to 10 hours, depending on which end of the spectrum you're on. If you get up and you walk around and every step you take is like a trudge and you're like maybe limping or you're feeling a little bit stiff, all that's doing is reinforcing that pattern into your brain. And that's the last thing you want. The last thing you want is to have that bad posture ingrained and put through your nervous system more times, so you're likely to adapt to that. But if you do a 5-minute flow in the morning, you're actually going to have every step you take be the same as corrective exercise. It's very common in physical therapy, for example, to do a corrective movement, whether that's a wrist figure eight or some sort of rotator cuff maneuver, to do some walking or marching or cross crawl type of thing. So every step like that is essentially downloading the information and making sure it solidifies in your brain and in your nervous system. So it's very important to build that neural connection and get your body moving optimally before you start walking around. Because remember, whatever you do, your body is going to adapt to that. So if you take all these awful, painful steps in the first half of your day without mobilizing and get your body right first, all you're doing is reinforcing that bad pathway. One of the other reasons I think that it's so important to do 5-minute flow in the morning is because it helps you overcome inertia. Inertia is an object at rest wants to stay at rest. Momentum, an object in motion, wants to stay in motion unless acted on by an unbalanced force. So your 5-minute flow is the unbalanced force that you need to get that momentum starting in your day. And what they've found is that physical movement and mental movement feed back and feed forward off of one another. So if you can actually move your body around, it can help you feel more mentally free and less mentally stuck. So not only is the morning the best time to do it, another great time to do a 5-minute flow is anytime you feel like you're stuck. Like you feel like you're rooted into the ground, you have stuff that you want to accomplish, but you're just not mentally there. And this is a way that people feel a lot right now because instant gratification is absolutely everywhere. We're so used to things happening quickly that sometimes the effort to go from 0 to 1 feels really challenging. So if you can do a 1-minute flow, a 2-minute flow, something like that, just to get your mind right, what you'll find is not only do you feel physically better after you've done your flow movement, but you'll actually feel mentally better too. Now, the last thing I want to keep this short is dial in that breathing. One of the biggest mistakes I see when people make their 5-minute flow, when people do their 5-minute flow, I should say, is that they let their breathing get a little bit scattered and disorganized. Ideally, you want to hold water in your mouth during your entire flow. This is going to force you to breathe through your nose, and this is one of the things that I go over in my 5-minute flow program that's so important. Your breathing is so interlinked with the health of your nervous system. Your brain health, your physical health is so dialed into breathing. It's one of the few things that your body does automatically and also that you can control. For example, if I said beat your heart, you wouldn't be able to like flex or contract your heart muscle really. If I say take a breath, you can do that. And you can take a breath up into your chest, you could take a breath into your belly, or you can actually breathe properly, which is going to be a nicely orchestrated combination of those two. And this is something I also talk about in my program. But proper breathing needs to lead the movement. And one of the easiest ways to do that is just hold a mouthful of water while you do your flow. And as far as habit formation is concerned, we always want to go with the 3 R's. My friend James Clear talks about this quite a bit. Reminder, routine, reward. And in my 5-minute flow program, what I recommend people do is the reminder is you wake up, first thing, bam, now it's time for 5-minute flow. You do your routine, which is the 5-minute flow, and then you have your reward at the end, which is the big cup of water or 2 small cups of water. And this way you bookend that habit. And once you have a habit, it's very easy to build off of that habit. You know, everyone talks about these morning routines, and the truth is a morning routine is a phenomenal way to get yourself mentally and physically healthier. But the key is you got to start with one thing in the morning that provides the anchor, the keystone for you to add other things into it. I find that if I start my day with a 5-minute flow, it's very easy to transition into a full-on workout, or maybe playing some music, or reading a book, or doing some art. And so that momentum that you build from physical movement actually carries forward both physically and mentally into whatever else you want to do. So I gotta say, I can't recommend doing a 5-minute flow enough. I get emails from people all the time that say they've been consistent with it for over 2 years without missing a day. And that is the kind of program that you want to get on. It's not about the 2-week quick fix. It's about small steps over the long term with basically no effort. So if you want to effortlessly improve your mobility, mental health, and your physical capacity, do a 5-minute flow every day. Simple as that. Thanks for watching.